Yeah. Okay. We're going to start off with something a little more beginner friendly. And I'm talking like super duper beginner friendly. Just going to do some joint warm ups, some mobility, flexibility. And then at the end, I'm going to do some handstand practice. Shoulders are feeling good. So I think we can get back doing a little bit of handstand stuff. And I haven't shown a lot of that yet. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how that looks coming through the camera here at that angle with my superb trucking sleeper studio phone filming stuff, whatever I'm talking about. I don't know yet. But anyways, let's get going. Do a little bit of neck. Always start with the spine, top to bottom, when doing mobility or stretching, flexibility, whatever. You don't have to start top to bottom, I just kind of do. Or sometimes, maybe today we'll go neck down to the waist and then kind of in between. This is probably the hardest exercise to try to talk while doing it at the same time. Very awkward. Now let's do our shoulders, scapula. Very important to learn how to activate the scapula and the shoulders. You develop a lot of problems in there. I know I do. Arms out. I show these things all the time. I think these are just fundamental joint mobility, joint health. It's kind of where you got to start if you don't have a regular exercise program. You kind of just start doing this stuff every day for 5 to 10 minutes. And if things are feeling good, then you can move into some actual, strength training exercise. I recommend some isometric stuff, like just planks, hanging from the bar, deep squats, which we're going to go over. And now we'll do our wrists. Really good wrist exercise right here. So I already did back today. Back was really cool today. It was pretty intense. I actually felt like pretty tired afterwards, like kind of spent. I had to take a minute to just kind of sit and recover, which I don't do too often, but since I'm on kind of a long afternoon break and I got a delivery this afternoon, I didn't have to drive anywhere this afternoon. I do tonight. I'm about to leave and go do a late night delivery. But a really good back exercise. I tried some new things, some new pull-up variations that I discovered. Very difficult, but I like it. I can do them, but they're tough. They're called the Garanda pull-up, where you lean back quite a bit, and then kind of pulling the bar to your upper abdominals. So kind of like a body weight row or a front lever row, which I've done before. But it's a little harder because you're leaving your legs hanging. And then yesterday we did legs when I got done with my drive yesterday. I haven't showed my legs workouts yet because I do them outside and I don't want to take the camera outside with the tripod because sometimes it gets windy and I don't want to fall over. But when I start doing some leg workouts in the truck, I'll show those. But they're pretty basic. I just do 3 rounds of supersets of squats, lunges, and then a triple superset, so 3 sets of duck walks, Cossack squats, and this next exercise that I might as well go ahead and show you because this is a good warm-up mobility exercise. I don't know what these call it, like kind of backward, forward, knees to elbow bend, whatever. But I saw this exercise in the book by George Hackenschmidt, who was an old school wrestler, physical culturist, and this was like one of the first exercises he had illustrated in the book. But The Way to Live is a really cool, old school kind of physical culture book about health and strength and exercise. I think written back in like the 30s or 40s or something. George Hackenschmidt was like the first kind of famous pro wrestler in the United States. Dude was an absolute unit. Super strong, super athletic. Kind of the Brock Lesnar of the early 19th century is really kind of what he was. And let's go ahead and do some side to sides. And then that'll kind of complete the spinal mobility work. All right. So if you're just getting started, one thing that's good to do is just do a nice easy lunge. I'll demonstrate in the truck here as I move back. And just kind of step forward. And ideally, you can just kind of go all the way down, just like this. And just kind of hold it and just kind of stretch it. You know, I kind of stretching my my front quad here, or quads and hip flexors. But if you can't do that, just go down as far as you can. Maybe you can just go down here and just hold it. You know, just put some tension and just kind of feel, you know, just kind of move back and forth. Stretch your legs out a little bit. Because, man, yesterday I swapped trailers with this dude, with another driver that works for my company. And it was kind of sad to see because he was just in really, really bad shape. Like, very, very, like, extremely overweight. And he was struggling just to get in and out of the truck. Like, because you got to climb up into these trucks. There's like 3 or 4 steps. And you kind of got to grab the bars. There's bars on each side of the door, and it's pretty easy for, you know, a normal person to climb up. There's like 2 or 3 steps, but he was having trouble. Like, he had to get on each step, grab each bar, and then kind of get his momentum going, then get up to the next step, get both. And it took him a while. Like, I was watching him, and it looked like he would almost fall. Like, he was hurting. It was just kind of sad to see. But I was thinking about, you know, what could someone like that, like him, do to kind of start the process to get in better shape. And that's kind of what I want to show with this first part of this video, is just stuff like this. You know, he just needs to do, like, just put some time under tension. And a guy like that may not be able to do much more than just, you know, take a step forward, come down a little bit, come back up. But that's okay, you know, just as long as you're not pushing yourself too far. And that's why some of these videos I'm just showing, like, what can someone who doesn't have a lot of experience, who is maybe just extremely out of shape, carrying way too much excessive weight, what can someone like that do in their truck? There's also another good stretch. Just kind of put your hands against the back of the sleeper, and you can kind of stretch your calves. Can't really see it from this angle, but that's what I'm doing here. But what can someone like that do? And it's just stuff like this. You just got to get moving. Move more than you're used to. And just start doing that every day, even if it's just 5 minutes. Like, this is about 8 minutes long. You know, someone like that who's just really struggling with their physicality or their physical condition, who's just way overweight and just in bad health overall, stuff like this. What I've done so far is enough. Just do 5 to 10 minutes of stuff like this every single day. Just move your joints around. Exercise like I'm doing now, where I kind of pull my knee into my chest, that's a little harder, you know. Sometimes I even struggle to keep my balance with something like this. And obviously you're not going to be doing like the pull-ups and handstands and, you know, the kind of squats and lunges that I do. But maybe eventually you can if you stick with it. I mean, I've seen people that are severely overweight, on crutches even. They've had multiple back surgeries. Doctors say they'll never even walk normal again. But they start doing something like some very gentle yoga style of exercises. And within a year or two, they've lost a bunch of weight. They can walk normal. Not only can they walk normal, they can even start to run and do handstands. So the transformation can be quite dramatic if you start simple, start small, and just stick with it. It's another good exercise for the spine. Nice stretch overall, especially for me because I'm not very flexible. Yeah, I mean, so many people in this country are just going down such a bad path health-wise. You know, they're just destroying themselves. And I don't think they realize or really think about how bad it's really going to get for them if they don't do something to, you know, turn the tide the other way. And I wouldn't expect them to do the stuff that I do, like stuff like this, or the stuff I'm going to be doing in a little bit. But you got to start doing something. Otherwise, you're just a liability to yourself, and you're a liability to those around you. And you're just going to suffer in old age until it's over for you. And that's that. Not a way to live, people. And I know it's hard. I know you're not going to feel like doing these workouts most days. I don't feel like doing them most days. But it's a whole lot better than not doing them, that's for damn sure. It's a tough stretch for me, but it's a good one. Okay, I don't know how long this is going to be. Maybe 20, 25 minutes. Let's go ahead and do a hang. This is a gentle hang. I did a bunch of back workouts, so a bunch of pull-ups, inverted hangs, so I'm not even going to do a full body hang. I'm just going to leave my legs on my feet on the ground and just kind of go back and forth. Put my legs back and just this kind of action. Just let everything decompress, get a good stretch. This stretch actually feels good after working my back. Yeah, I gotta leave in a little while. I got a delivery tonight at 10 p.m. I'm gonna get there early. Hopefully they'll take me early, because then after that I gotta drive 300 miles to be in Phoenix by, well, I'll get there, if things go well, I'll get there at 3 or 4 in the morning and get a few hours of sleep and check in at 8 o'clock in the morning for my pickup that's going to Dallas, Texas in a couple days. Kind of a messed up schedule over the next couple days, but it's the way it is sometimes. Gotta roll with it. You gotta roll with it. That's what takes a lot of people out of this profession, doing long haul trucking. Because overall, it's a really cool job. I would say 40 to 50% of the time, it's really cool. And then the 40 to 50% of the time, it's like actual work. It's kind of a pain, but it's not too bad. And then there's that 10 to 20% of the time, which is just not good. Because I've been up since 5 a.m. I've taken an 8-hour break, so I got to do something called a split sleeper berth, which if you're in trucking, you know about it. If you're not, whatever. Don't worry about it. But basically it means I'm going to be up for probably a good 23 to 24 hours straight. And then I got to get up, get loaded, start driving again, fit in some sleep here and there. I mean, I'll be fine. I've done this stuff before. I'm actually feeling really good, very well rested the last few days. So it's kind of good timing for something like this to hit. But anyways, let's do a handstand. Handstands in the truck. I think I might be one of the very few truckers that figured out how to work on handstands in the truck. That feels pretty good. Oh yeah. I'm down. I was getting a little bit of a head rush when I come down out of those. So I just like to kind of sit for a minute, stretch out the toes and the feet. Oh yeah, feet are cramping up for some reason. From here we can do a deep squat hold. There's another exercise you can do if you're can't really do squats yet. If you don't do a lot of squats, it's probably more important to just go down as far as you can. Even if you just go down this far and hold it, and just work on just getting deeper and deeper and deeper until you can get down to about parallel. Once you get down to about parallel, you're going to feel the good tension on your legs. Then eventually you just kind of work on that mobility. Go down all the way and just move your legs around. Shift your weight from foot to foot. And I'm still working on getting my back straighter in a deep squat. And just getting more comfortable. I can squat pretty deep, it's not a problem, but always something to work on. All right. So that's going to be mostly what I'm doing right now. We'll do a few more stretches, maybe some other hangs. The handstand felt pretty good, but my shoulders were pretty tweaked. Kind of just not feeling good. A lot more sore than usual. Not injured, but pretty dang close. So let's just do some other quick stretches here. I always like this stretch right here. Just put the leg up on the dash and just kind of move back and forth. Get a hamstring stretch, quad stretch, hip flexors. Can reach back and grab the bar and just let it hang for a minute. Reach up. Let's let it shake out for a minute. And it's really what I'm trying to do with these videos, just kind of show how I work out, kind of keep my own training vlog, where I'm at, what I'm doing, how things change over time, and then also include things for people that need to get started, getting some regular exercise and what they can do. Just real simple stuff, like just some joint mobility, warm-ups, some easy isometric work. And when I say isometric, that just means you're holding certain positions. Like this is a real simple isometric exercise. If you've never done it before, try it out. Just reach your hands up above and just try to really move your shoulders around and get a real good sense of how everything is aligned. Okay? Try to move your hands far back. How's your spine aligned? How's your hip aligned? Your shoulders and your ears and your neck. Okay? You can come up on your tiptoes a little bit. Work on that balance. And come back and maybe arch back a little bit. From side to side. Just something like that. Doing something like that. If you've been sitting down for a while, just a nice easy stretch like that. Really good to do. Maybe every time if you're sitting in a chair in an office or if you're driving, whatever. Just do a stretch like that. And little stuff that I'm showing. I may not want to do handstands, but everything else I've shown here, most people can do to some extent. And they should do it because, man, people are just in such bad shape, especially in this country, in the US. It's just kind of sad to see. And I don't expect people to get into like an athletic physical condition, but just the state of physical being that most people are in. I mean, there's just no way they're feeling good, that they're enjoying that. So we got to turn it around somehow, some way. And I know not a lot of people are watching these videos yet, but maybe someday someone will see it and it'll help them get started on a much better path in life. Let's do another hang here. So this is a pretty easy stuff what I'm doing now. I already have my main workout, but I also like to do another session at the end of the day just to do some stretching, do some light stuff, just get the blood flowing a little bit. Especially if you're living such a sedentary life like I do. You know, driving trucks, doing long haul, living on the road is it's about as sedentary as it gets. So I find trying to get in 2 to 3, 10 to 20 minute workouts every day has been a really great way to not just stay in decent shape, but actually get in really good athletic shape. Because I can tell you, 2 years ago, I was not in this kind of physical condition. I was chunky. I was well on my way to being a fat truck driver. It's about it. Just want to keep this a quick video. Show some beginner-friendly stuff. See how the handstands felt. And that's about going to do it. But hopefully if you see this, try some of this stuff out. I think you'll feel a lot better, even after 1 or 2 sessions. Just pick a time, 5-10 minutes a day. You just got to see something, try it out. It's going to feel awkward at first. That's perfectly normal. And then just the next day, repeat it. Try to get a little bit better at it. Then learn something else. Learn something new. Learn something you can keep building with. You don't got to get it all figured out right from the get-go. But you do got to get going. Yeah.